Hello students, Economics Chapter 2, People as a Resource. In this video, we will learn further. This is video number 3 in continuation of previous two videos. This is our NCERT book, Economics, textbook of class 9th. In this we are reading Chapter 2, People as Resource, page number 16. This is our chapter 2nd, People as Resource. In the previous two videos, we talked about the people as an important identity as a form of resource, because people become resource only when they are educated human capital. We call it human capital here because it is the investment in future. So we call it human capital. We talked about the different professions of the people in the video number 2. We also talked about the story of Sakal. The Sakal is a boy who was educated and having the degree in computer, so he performs the technical work and he was a software engineer. Whereas on the other hand, we also talked about the Vilas. He is a boy who was not educated and who performed his traditional work of his family, so his earning was less as compared to his friend Sakal. We also read the differences in their profession which they perform and the importance of education in his life and the differences between the educated and uneducated people. For example, here we talked about the here it is written the virtuous cycle. Virtuous cycle means when the family member one is good, so the coming generation also getting the advantage of it, called the virtuous cycle. And second one, then the Vilas case, what happened, it was suffering from the different cycle, and that cycle is called vicious cycle, where it is created because the parents were not educated, they were performing the traditional work and his son was also engaged in same work in future, so he will be in the disadvantaged position because of illiteracy and other shortcomings. In the last paragraph in the previous video, we read about the example of Japan. Japan as a country, that country invests more on humans in their education and their health. So they are especially interested in the people for their future investment. So health and education was the important elements in that countries, in the what we call in the advanced countries like France or Japan. These people have made efficient use of other resources like land and capital because the people are educated and know what they have to perform in future. Efficiency and technology evolved by people have made this country rich and developed. Because of this, their efficiency and use of modern technology, these people made their country rich and well developed. Now in this video we move further. Economic activities by men and women. Like Vilas and Sakal, people have been engaged in various activities. Other people were also engaged in different activities, like these two boys. We saw that Vilas sold fish and Sakal got a job in the firm because he was a computer software engineer, so he got the new job in good form. The various activities have been classified into 3 main sectors. The 3 activities was going on, and broadly we can say that human beings are the part of these 3 broad categories. The first one is a primary activities, second one is called secondary activities, and the third one is a tertiary. Primary sector includes agriculture, forestry, animal husbandry, fishing, poetry farming, mining and quarrying. These are the fundamental activities where the people are engaged with the farming activity or the activities which is basic activities where education is not required, but the experience and the practice, local practice, help the people to perform this basic task. Farming mining and quarrying. These are also the local activities. Manufacturing is included in secondary activities. The second category is called manufacturing activities, like small scale industries like pickle making in the home and sewing activities. The tailoring activities is called manufacturing activities, that comes under secondary sector. So these are the two sectors, and the third sector is the broad sector, where goods and production are there. The like in the trade, transport, communication, banking, education, health, tourism, and tourist related services, insurance, etc. are included in the tertiary sector. These are the activities where education is required, training is required, and it is a part of tertiary activities. Basically, these activities giving the services of goods and facilities and enhance the primary two activities, primary and secondary one. The activities in this sector result in the production of goods and services. So this third category of service is mainly concerned with the services, because services can only be performed when there is proper training and degree. For example, the work of doctor, the work of teacher, or the work of engineer can only be performed well when they are got good education and well trained. These activities add value to the nation income. National income is also increased when they are performing this task well. So they are the part of national income also. These activities are called economic activities. All these activities, primary, secondary, and tertiary activities, are economic activities because that is related to the money. So it is called economic activities. Economic activities have two parts. There are the two parts when the economic activities can be divided. The first one is called market activities, and the second one is called non-marketing activities. Marketing activities, where the things or goods are prepared for market, so and it is for sale. So it is a part of market activities. And second is non-market activities, are those activities which is not made for market, so it is called non-market activities. Market activities involve remuneration to anyone who performs. So there is a relation of money in the market activity. Remuneration means there is a exchange of money. That is activity performed for pay or profit. There is a part that is a part of profit or payment. These include production of goods. So there is the production of goods. The material is prepared and it goes in the market, and it is for the sale. Or services includes government services, and the second part is called services. Services is also the part of tertiary activities, like government service is the part of tertiary activities. Non-market activities are the production for self-consumption. Non-market activities are those activities which people are not doing for the sale or for market. These can be consumption and processing of primary product. These are for the primary purpose of these non-marketing activities is for the consumption, home consumption, and processing of primary product. And there is processing, making of the primary product, and own account production of fixed asset and for their own. Now next, look, there is one activity is given. Visit a village or colony located near to your residential area and note down the various activities undertaken by the people of that village or colony. So there is a practical activity. We can see our local areas or visit some nearby village. We can see the people performing different work. If this is not possible, ask your neighbor what is your profession. You can ask some neighbors also what they are doing for earning. In which of the three sectors will you categorize their work? And we have to try to categorize them into three categories: primary, secondary, or tertiary. Say whether these activities are economic or non-economic activities. And broadly, we also understand the economic activities, which is for the market, and non-economic activities where the economy is not involved, like non-marketing activities where the money is not in exchange. For example, Vilas sell fish in the village market, so it is economic activity. Vilas cooks food for his family. It is non-economic activities because here he is not getting money. Sakal works in a private firm. He is paid there, so it is economic activity. Sakal looks after his younger brother and sister. It is not economic activity. Now, next paragraph. Due to historical and cultural reasons, there is a division of labor between men and women in the family. So we understand the cultural differences and historical differences. The difference in gender is there. The man is performing different work and women is performing different work. Women generally look after domestic chores. Women is performing local domestic homework, and men work in the fields. So man is working outside or in the fields. Here the fields means outside work. Sakal's mother Sheila cooks food, clean utensils, washes clothes, cleans the house and looks after her children. That is his work. His mother's work is to perform home duties. Sakal's father Bhuta cultivates the field, sells the produce in the market and earns money for the family. The work of his father is different. He is performing outside work and he is earning money from the market because he is selling the things in the market and earning the money for his family, bread and butter. Family's responsibility. Sheila is not paid for the services delivered for upbringing of the family. She is performing the work, but she is not paid because she is not performing their services outside home. Bhuta earns money which he spends on rearing his family. Here, rearing means to maintain his family with the help of money. Women are not paid for their service delivered in the family. The household work done by women is not recognized in the national income, and these are the work, domestic work which women perform in home is not the part of national income because there is no exchange of money. Geeta, mother of Vilas, we see the other case of Vilas, earned an income by selling fish. His mother is selling fish outside home. Thus, women are paid for their work when they enter the labor market. She is going outside and she is selling fish and she is getting money. Their earning, like that of their male counterparts, is determined on the basis of education and skill. So when she is performing outside work, so it depends on their work, and it also depends on his skill and on his education. Now, education helps individual to make better use of the economic opportunities. So education is the most important part, and it helps the individual to work better and paid better. Education and skill are the major determinants of earning of any individual in the market. So education and skill is there, some special expertise is there, so it is in demand in market, and the person is paying more as compared to the unskilled or uneducated people. It's no matter it is male or female, gender makes no difference here. The majority of women have meager education and low skill formation. So in India, the majority of women is less educated as compared to the male counterpart. So is getting less amount of money as compared to his male part. So women are paid low compared to men. Most women work where job security is not there. So in the village areas or in the rural outside the metro cities, we see the women are not working proper in the regular basis, or they are not getting salary equal to the male. Various activities relating to legal protection is meager. Employment in this sector is characterized by irregular and low income. So they are getting low income, they are not regular in work, they are not getting employment with all the rights. So there is a difference based on gender. In this sector, there is an absence of basic facilities like maternity leaves. So they are not getting any maternity leaves because they are working on the daily wages. So they are not getting all the facilities which is the part of the government services. Child care and other social security systems are also not the part of it. However, on the other hand, women who are well qualified, having skill degree or educated, they are paid equal to the male counterpart. For example, like move further, however, women with high education and skill formation are paid at par with the man. So they are also getting equal importance and equal pay male counterpart. Among the organized sector, teaching and medicine attract them most. Women are mostly get job in teaching and medicine sector. Some women have entered administrative and other services, including jobs that need high levels of scientific and technological competence. We can see nowadays the women are also getting job and doing job in the administrative sectors like government services and other services like where the in previous time women were not involved themselves, like job in the police services or in security sectors or in the services like police services or army services and other services. Now we understand the difference between the male and female, not the based on the gender basis but on the basis of their education. Ask a sister or your classmate what she would like to take up as a career. This is a hypothetical question. You can ask with your friends what they want to become in future. Now we understand the importance of the education in the life of human being, or girl or the boy. There is no difference, but the difference comes only on the basis of the education. In next video, we will understand the quality of population which we have in our country. In this video, we understand the difference between the male and female on the gender difference, the education difference between the male and female, and we also understand the two cases of Vilas and Sakal on the basis of the education and how they got the work in the different sector. In the next video, we will understand the quality of population in our country. Thank you.